Good evening. Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get the meeting started. So the meeting is now called to order. We're going to have an invocation by Councilman Edwards, followed by the pledge of allegiance. All stand, please.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father,
We just come tonight thanking you for the many blessings you've given to us. Thank you for the city we live in, and just help us to make the right decisions for our citizens and for our city. Give us wisdom that we need tonight. Watch over us, guide us and direct us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. White, if you'll call the roll.
Councilmember Hendricks.
Here.
Councilmember Griffin.
Here.
Councilmember Eubanks.
Present.
Councilmember Edwards.
Here.
Councilmember Oliver.
Here.
Council President Simmons.
Here.
Madam President, all 6 council members are in attendance, and therefore a quorum is present.
Thank you. On the agenda, we did have one to add to the regular agenda, and it will be 12B. It's a contract with Certified Alarm to put security measures in for the keypad of the employees and keypads for the elevators of amount of $59,970.85. And this is for security measures, and you'll hear more about that during the meeting. Can we get a motion?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Mr. Oliver, second by Ms. Eubanks, all in favor.
6-0, motion carries.
Okay. At this time, we'll have a message from the mayor.
Good evening. I'm delighted that we recently had a visit for the World Series games, the Cal Ripken and Babe Ruth softball World Series. Couldn't be more excited. We had 56 teams from all over the world here, and I want to commend our Park and Rec department for doing an absolutely amazing job hosting and coordinating this year's large event. Florence even had some teams participating, and we're proud of how they represented our city and displayed their talents. And at a future meeting, we plan to have some of them in attendance. Also, just a reminder, next Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the 26th are the municipal election, and we ask everyone to exercise their right to vote. And lastly, I want to invite Annie Miner and Euladia Jarman Coley to join me. And I'd like to read this following proclamation. Hey, Miss Annie, don't you get in trouble now. Okay.
Man, I've been saying good things about
Oh, okay. Proclamation. Whereas Pilot International was formed as a volunteer service organization for business and professional women in Macon, Georgia in 1921, has since expanded to include men and women from around the globe in all walks of life. And whereas from the beginning, establishing Pilot International with the emphasis on community service, meeting the needs of others, and leadership giving focus to club projects. And whereas Pilot Club members in 5 countries are continuing to follow their mission of transforming communities by developing youth, providing service and education, and uplifting family. And whereas Pilot Club members internationally continue to make a difference in their communities as they work toward their vision of a world where all are valued. And whereas Pilot Club members continue to volunteer and serve through their charge to do more, care more, and be more. Now therefore, I, Andrew Betterton, Mayor of the City of Florence, Alabama, find it fitting that the achievements and contributions of this worthwhile organization, its clubs and members be recognized on their 100th anniversary by proclaiming August the 21st, 2025 as Pilot Club Day here in the city. I encourage all residents of Florence to actively support and take pride in the worthwhile efforts of this international organization.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, city officials, for inviting us and giving us this proclamation. And I'm not alone. If the Pilot Club could stand up, please. These are all the members of the Pilot Club. We will be celebrating our 100-year celebration on Thursday at National Day.
Yes, once again, we want to thank all of you all. Thank Mayor Betterton, Councilwoman President Katrina Simmons for allowing us to have this time, and to all of our councilmen. We look forward to seeing you all in some of our events. And we want to work together and move our city of Florence forward. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm like Councilwoman Simmons.
Thank you.
Thank you all and congratulations on your 100th anniversary. So at this time, do we have any department heads? Reports? Standing committees?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Mine was today. You go ahead.
Mine was yesterday.
Mr. Edwards?
We had a utility committee met yesterday at noon. It was in attendance with Tad Cole, Will Glenn, Robert Pride, Michelle Eubanks, Jackie Hendricks, and Mayor Betterton, and myself. Discussion was upgrades to water lines for the East Lauderdale Water Authority, apply for possible grants. After discussion, a motion made by Michelle Eubanks, seconded by Jackie Hendricks to move this forward to the full council. The 3-0 vote. Next was discussion, talked about the Chisholm Heights Water Authority and some of the problems that they have. This was discussion, and also be looking for ways to maybe involved in the future with the short meeting adjourned about 1:05.
Thank you very much. Mr. Griffin?
Thank you, ma'am. Today, we had a public safety meeting. We began at 12:03 today. Regular members were Andy Betterton, Shanna Balch, Mike Holt, Michelle Eubanks, Katrina Simmons, myself, and our special guest today was Jeff Whitten, along with a host of city employees. Also had 2 members for the Times Daily and 2 representatives of Huntsville TV stations today. The floor was turned over to Mr. Whitten, where he proceeded to inform everyone present about an incident that took place a couple of weeks ago at the City Hall. A lone individual who was with his face covered walked around the entire City Hall videoing offices, people, and the layout of the building. After this incident occurred, it was realized how little security is in place at that building. Today's meeting was to review options from Mr. Whitten's department to fix the loopholes in the building security. Certified Alarm has offered a plan that involves restricted access to the public. The citizens within the building will be escorted to areas that will only be accessible by key cards. So if you need to go to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th floor, then you'll be escorted by a city employee. There was a lengthy discussion about other types of safety equipment being brought in at a later date. The proposal passed with 3-0, and the meeting was adjourned at 12:30, and the cost of this safety improvement is $59,970.85.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. Any other standing committee reports? If not, we do have a public hearing tonight, and we'll call Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, President Simmons. We do have a public hearing tonight for the ordinance of a proposed rezoning for approximately 2 acres located on Robertson Road. This is undeveloped property and also located in the Florence Lauderdale Industrial Park, from R1 single family residential to I1 light industry. and that comes at the request of B&K Properties. Just as a reminder, all property that comes into the city limits of Florence is zoned as R1 until the time of development. And since this property is up for development, and that's the reason that you're seeing the rezoning. It was a unanimous recommendation by the Planning Commission, and I'll be glad to entertain any questions from the council before you open the floor for comment. Okay. At this time, I would recommend opening the floor for comments from the public.
At this time, we'll accept comments from the public. You may speak for or against in the public hearing. We'll start to my right. Anyone who wants to speak for or against, you can come to the podium. Okay, in the middle. To my left. Ms. Bailey, there is now.
Okay, I recommend that you close the public hearing. Thank
Okay,
you.
public hearing is now closed. Okay, at this time, we'll have business from the floor pertaining to the items on the consent and the regular agenda with a 5-minute time limit. This time, we'll start to my right. Anyone want to speak from the floor pertaining to the consent or the regular?
Hello, my name is David Carson. I live in Florence. Is the $50,000 security system that did get put on the agenda, right? Yeah. Okay. First of all, that was not me. That was not me. I'm a little smarter than that. But also, I just wanted to know if someone knows a little bit about security. I used to work some security or whatever, but I'm assuming these keypads, I don't think they're keypads, I'm guessing they're proximity, like RFID readers and stuff. It's a lot of money. If anyone really wanted to get up there, they could. You can, unless you turn it into a federal prison. People are coming in and out of there. I'm just saying, and there's devices you can buy. It's like $150. You can reprogram those little cards that you're going to give them and stuff. It's a hobby of mine. I do that for my own personal security and stuff. So yeah, that it's a lot of money, and it's a public building. People coming in and out and stuff. And I hate to see that that building turn into an airport. But I mean, if you guys want to be insulated, I guess that's what you're going to do. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right?
Yeah, my name's Mike White, live in Florence. Yeah, this was added, of course, so I have no earthly idea what it's about, except what was told right there in the meeting. My good friend David didn't record it today, so I don't know what's gonna happen, because I wasn't there. He said the media was there. I'm waiting to see what Bernie Galinsky writes. You say there was somebody walking around the building with a mask on, right? With a mask on, looking at the building. Were the police called? Did they talk to the third person? Did they catch the person? Did they, could it have been, you said did they have a phone? I think somebody said they had a phone recording the building. Could it have been like the parking deck situation? I guess a lot of people, including myself and David Carson, walked the parking deck. We didn't have masks on, but I could have very well used one because it was really cold that day. Could it have been that they, with all the controversy about the new City Hall building, somebody wanted to record what this building actually looked like? It seemed like you kind of jumping the gun and crying wolf on this one. And once again, something's going on the agenda, the consent agenda, mind you, at the very last minute. I don't know what it is. It was talked about in a meeting. The public didn't know the first thing about it. But it's $59,000 of taxpayer dollars. Here you go. I can't even remember what company you said it was going to. But that's just par for the course. That's why a lot of people are awfully tired of the way things are being done with Florence City Council. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right?
Yes, I'm Monica Shannon, and I live in District 5, 112 Cypress Landing Place. And I kind of feel a little bit the same way about the municipal building. I have come into the municipal building in the past to try to find some of the offices and for business I needed to do. And I literally have had workers in the building just follow me around like I'm up to something. Sometimes it's difficult to find where you want to go if you're not in there all the time. And we do have rosters, but still, there's not always somebody right there to ask. And I'm not saying don't do the security, but I do feel like it's a little bit of slap in the face to honest, hardworking citizens to have to be escorted to one of those offices. But there is an advantage to it because if I can't find the office I'm looking for, if I have an escort, then they can take me right to where I want to go. So there's pros and cons and everything. And the other thing on here that I wanted to mention, and I did make a call to Ms. Piedman on the agenda about the LAHEE program. Now, I've been kind of in limbo about that program. Back some time ago, I researched that program really well and went online and looked all over the place. And not necessarily for myself, because I am always looking out for my fellow neighbor, I guess you'd say. But I researched that program high and low. And I never could really get the bottom line of it. But what I think, and maybe I will find out from somebody, I left a message for her to call me, and I do know Kat very well. What I found out, it was my understanding that you could not even tap into that help with your utility bill from the LAHEE state program until you were already late paying the bill. That was my understanding, and I don't know if I'm correct or not. So I'm going, okay, so now, they're gonna give people 30 days to, a leeway of 30 days, which that's very fine. But it's just mind-boggling to me that people wait that long and don't pay their bill. I mean, I just believe people could be paying their bills, they're just not being conservative. And so then this LAHEE state program comes in and helps you only after you've ruined your credit and everything else. And that's neither here nor there. But like I said, the program's there. But me personally, I wouldn't want to ruin my credit by not paying my utility bill. I'd do without something else if I had to, but, it's kind of puzzling to me how that works, because it really doesn't kick in until you've already messed up. So that's just a little bit of information. And maybe I'll find out exactly if I'm right in the way I'm seeing that. I did a lot of research on it several years ago. I was just wondering what kind of program it was. I have been affiliated with the health center in the past, and I know they help people. I was helping the utility department with them now, it's with Green Center to help people with their big utility bills. So that was just something I just wanted to mention and put out there for everybody to think about. I think the citizens need to top it up and do without some things that pay their bills. And then, they wouldn't run their credit. So, anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right? In the middle.
you to Council Billy Ray Simpson, 755 West Alabama Street, Florence. I hate to do this. I hope nobody jump on me when I leave. But I agree with Michael and David on this. Just listening to what they said and what was said. 59,000. 59, Mr. Oliver, 59,000. 59,000. I'm just, trying to get it in my head, 59,000. To me, it don't seem like, it seems like something else, there could be another solution to this problem, other than 59,000. I would like for y'all to wait on approving this $59,000 problem. I mean, the $59,000 problem is the biggest problem to me than the problem you say you're having. So it's just my opinion, take it or leave it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the middle?
Good evening, I'm Vivian Pearson, Florence, Alabama. $59,000. You guys just go in a meeting and just vote on $59,000. You know you're up for election, and so we'll just remember the $59,000 and all the rest of the taxpayers' money that you just so easily and wastefully spend. But my thing is this, did you allow anybody to bid on it? Did you allow anybody to know about it? You just go in and just vote on $59,000. I would love to see you go to W.C. Handy Recreation Center. They have no showers to rinse off the clothes. They have no place to take their clothes off and store their belongings. I'd like to see you send it over there. Have a good day.
Thank you. Anyone else in the middle?
Laura Grigsby, I live on McBurney Drive, and I work at the city. I was here that day. Anybody else here that day? Okay, I was here. There's a 34-minute video that shows this man walking around. And he wasn't just leisurely walking around, he was provoking others, provoking customers. It caused a lot of chaos. If you think $59,000 is a lot of money to put security in this building, it's gonna cost the city as well as the taxpayers a lot more money if something happens in here to one of these employees. We all wanna go home to our families, wanna come to work and be safe, but we wanna go home to our families. If you can get it cheaper, get bids. But if you weren't here that day, you don't know what ensued. It was not an easy day. After that happened and he left, we are all concerned, still concerned. Upset because it's taken this long to even get here. We didn't have anybody come and talk to us. And like I said, it's $59,000 is a lot of money, absolutely. But if you think that's a lot of money, you let something happen to somebody in here, it's gonna cost the city a lot more money as well as the taxpayers. That's all I've got.
Thank you. Anyone else in the middle? To my left. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Lighty. Go ahead with consent agenda.
All matters listed within the consent agenda have been distributed to each member of the Florence City Council for reading and study, are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion of the council with no separate discussion. If separate discussion is desired, that item may be removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda by request.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Griffin, second by Mr. Edwards. All in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries.
Regular agenda?
Item A, under the regular agenda, is an ordinance to approve rezoning of 2.07 plus or minus acres located on Robertson Road from R1 Single Family Residential to I1 Light Industry, as requested by B&K Properties, sponsored by Melissa Bailey.
Do I hear a motion for immediate consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Griffin, second by Mr. Oliver. All in favor of the motion?
6-0.
Do I hear a motion for the adoption?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Griffin, second by Ms. Eubanks. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries. Item B, which was added earlier in the meeting, is a resolution to approve a contract with Certified Alarm Company to furnish all labor, equipment, materials, and instrumental necessary to install security upgrades as stated in the proposal at the City Hall Municipal Building in the amount of $59,970.85. Sponsored by Mayor Betterton and City Council and Jeff Witt.
Do you hear a motion for immediate consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Oliver, second by Mr. Edwards. All in favor of the motion?
6-0.
Do you hear a motion for the adoption?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hendricks, second by Ms. Eubanks. Any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to say before we vote, I hear some of the comments made. I see the smirks on your face, Mr. White, about the vote coming. I don't know how much value you all put on a life, but if you had a son or a daughter or a husband or a wife working here and a person walked into City Hall with a gun and started shooting and killing your family member, would $59,000 still seem like a lot of money to you? It wouldn't to me, because my family members are worth a whole lot more money than that, and you continue to smirk. And it's not a funny thing.
To me, I mean.
It's not a funny thing.
Mr. Oliver.
So I would have been willing to spend a whole lot more money than this. Can you have him hush?
Can you both stop conversating with each other?
I'm gonna converse, you tell, you please
Just
calm
don't
down.
address him and
Robert Rules
Mr.
of
White,
Order.
just don't address him. Y'all don't address each other, just make your statement.
And I know
Mr.
you're
Oliver.
getting after me more than him, but
No,
you know,
well,
let me finish. Let me finish. I'm proud to do this for our employees, to keep them safe. If some of them may be your family members, and if someone comes in shooting and we're able to save their lives, I'm proud we spent this money tonight.
thank you. Any other discussion?
Yes, Madam President, I have a few comments to make. This was brought to us kind of in a midway process, and you and I spoke about it on Friday, and it was our conversation knowing that Mr. Griffin was the Public Safety Chair, that we wanted to bring it through committee, which is the way we operate. That's how it gives us as council people the opportunity to ask questions, to talk to the individual department head or employee who is bringing this to us. And so it gave us an opportunity to learn more about what it is we are doing to ensure safety and to add additional measures that will take place as part of a step 2. Ms. Grigsby, because your safety and the safety of the people who work here every day, but also the safety of the individuals who come into this building with the expectation of simply doing the business of paying a utility bill or submitting plans in the planning department or going to the building department should do so with the expectation of safety. So that is what this is about. And it gave us the opportunity to visit specifically with Jeff Witten, with Chief Holt, to ask those questions to ensure that what we're doing is not only viable, but was robust enough to do that. And so that's what I'm thankful for, and that we instituted the process that we have at our disposal to ensure that not only the money was spent wisely, but it would do what we need it to do in the highest and best purpose of the city dollar. Because to Mr. Oliver's very good point, there is no price on a life. And so I thank you for the opportunity to do that. And Mr. Griffin, thank you for bringing this together.
Thank you. Any other discussion? None? All in favor of the motion?
6-0, motion carries. That's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you. We had one board appointment for the library original, and it was Ms. Lindsay Borden.
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Borden.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Eubanks, second by Mr. Griffin to accept Ms. Lindsay Borden to be appointed to the board of the library original board. All in favor? Okay, now we'll have business from the public with a 5-minute time limit. We'll start to my left this time. Anybody want to speak? Okay, in the middle?
Billy Ray Simpson, 755 West Alabama Street, Farm. If is a crooked letter. I used to hear that when I was a kid, if is a crooked letter. If is a crooked letter. I've been trying to see if we could get metal detectors at our school for many years, because I care more for kids than I care about grown folks. But it's something how we grown folks want all the protection in the world. But we don't want to spend a little money on metal detectors in our school. It's sad that we love guns more than we love our children. It's sad. We love dogs more than we love humans. That's sad. That's sad. Think about it. This is no excuse that somebody wants to vote everybody out. I'm about to get on their side. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the middle?
I'm Vivian Pearson. I live at 926 West College Street, District 1. It's election time, and I'm glad about it. I've been here on numerous occasions, pleading, begging, asking, almost crying about enforcing noise ordinances and all the dilapidated property and overgrown grass and in my neighborhood, and so bad nobody listened. Now it's time for me to speak, and I will speak, and not only will I speak, but I'm gonna bring some with me when I come. So I just want you all to know that I hope that whoever comes back will at least consider and listen to what the people are saying. We don't get up here just for a fashion, just to be heard. We get up here because we are really concerned. $59,000 has no value on a person's life. Most of all, life is important. You don't take nothing that you can't give, but we have so many unhappy people in the city of Florence. Now, if somebody comes by with their face covered, then everybody gets nervous and go to trembling. That does not indicate that you have a problem on the horizon. But I do have a problem when I come to City Hall, to the building department, or wherever I come, being escorted. That's why we got Chief Holt in his police department. Maybe you should think about putting the police on duty with a gun. It's very interesting to me that just because one person shows up, that you all get all excited. Just the way you waste our money. But what I really came for was to inform you all that I had the opportunity to stop by W.C. Handy Recreation Center. My great nephew had a pool party, and so I had the opportunity to tour the building and hang out in the swimming pool. And when I got out of the swimming pool, I had nowhere to rinse off the chlorine, and I had nowhere to place my items. children, when they got out of the swimming pool, started to celebrate the birthday party, they had no place to change their clothes, and I thought, it's really, really nice of this council for them to treat our people like this. I just want y'all to know that. You wouldn't want nobody to treat you like that. If you were a child, I'm an adult. It was kind of hard for me to go into a cold building and hang out with wet clothes, but I just want y'all to know that that's a way to treat people. Just because we live in West Florence don't mean you gotta throw us away. It's your job. It's your job to make sure the sidewalks are clean, to make sure the trees are not hanging over on the sidewalk. People have nowhere to walk. It's your job to make sure that these people come down and clean up their property. It's your job. You didn't do it, but I hope and pray that the next council will do it. We'll see y'all, vote them all out.
Thank you. Anyone else in the middle?
Hi, Benitra Hodgesville Street, Florence. I just kind of want to echo what some other people have said about the safety in Florence, and I'm not for or against the $59,000. But I will note that safety should be ensured all over Florence, not just this building, because there's a lot of safety issues that goes on that maybe you're not aware of. For one, dealing with certain securities in the jails. There's a hole in the jail. I'm not sure if y'all are aware of that or not. There's another safety concern. When one has to go to court dealing with domestic violence issues, that person that has committed the offense along with the victim is in that same court. That is a safety issue. And I'm pretty sure there's no money you could come up with to make sure those victims feel safe inside of the courtroom with a domestic violence offender. So with that being said, there's many other things and areas in Florence that have been left behind besides this building. And this building is very close to police stations and a lot of other things that could get to it quickly. So with that being said, I'm not for or against this safety, but I'm for all safety across Florence, Alabama, and the rest. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the middle? To my left? All right, if none others, at this time we'll have council member report starting with Mr. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. To my right.
Skip me, Katrina.
Never. And gentlemen, never skip anyone.
Hello, my name is David Carson, and the word that kept popping in my head sitting through the work session and through this meeting is insulation. Insulation. And it just seems that the city workers, city representatives, anyone who, in city government, they just want to be insulated from the public, from, I guess, danger. And I mean, I'm sorry, this thing about like the value of a human life, that's like, well, I mean, we're like, there is no value, there is no price on human life, but life is dangerous. I mean, you can't just live in a bubble. I work in places that, I go in places that are protected by, I work in places a lot of times that are protected by the federal government, and even inside of there, I'm not completely safe. I gotta watch my back, make sure someone or something doesn't hurt me. That's just part of life. I just don't see why. It seems like some of y'all just think y'all special. I just want to say that much. Some of y'all just think y'all special. And aren't you going to tear down this city hall building anyway? You're just going to install it and then tear it down? Like, you're going to salvage the equipment and transfer it over, or just throwing it away? This is not. I've lived in dangerous places. This is not a very dangerous city. I mean, it might seem to you. I mean, you know how many people I make mad? And every day I walk to my car, and the way I look at it, at any point, any of these like knuckleheads or whatever can come up on me and do whatever. Do I get a police can I get a police escort when I leave here every day? Because I mean, my life is valuable. Of course, is my life valuable, or does my life only have value if I work for the city government? You guys, I mean, it's levels upon levels upon levels of insulation. It seems that's almost like #1 priority for the city government and city workers. You guys leave out the back so you don't have to deal with the riffraff outside, I guess. I don't know. It's not that bad. We're really not that bad. You know, and you know, when I go out there and how many people I make mad, you know, I try to live a righteous life. I try to do what I believe. And if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. And sometimes maybe someone needs to come up on me and teach me a lesson sometimes. You know, who knows? You know, that's why I look at it. I just try to be true to myself and let the cards, you know, I've survived 46 years this way. I think I'm doing okay. You know, I'm just wondering, does this, okay, if every life's valuable, we need to put like a big, like 10-foot concrete wall in, you know, surrounding the city hall? Because what if someone parks a car with like a fertilizer bomb, something like that, you know? Like, isn't life valuable? I mean, no one's ever safe. We do not live in a bubble. Every time you leave your house, even if you don't leave your house, you got a chance to sleep. You could die in your shower. Okay, so just spare me this. You don't think my life's spare me. We all live risky. The life is dangerous. None of us are getting out of this alive. I mean, come on, let's just use some common sense. It's layers upon layers of insulation. And it's not just the insulation from physical harm, it's also from psychological harm. You know, there's a lot of pearl clutching, like, you know, how dare you criticize me? How dare you bring this up in social media? How dare you bring this up in the meeting or whatever? You know, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry, you cannot. I said this earlier, I posted this, and I kind of quote, and I kind of like it. I'm just like, and I want to repeat that now. There's a lot of things you can expect whenever, if you have power, there's a lot of things that you can expect. There's one thing you shouldn't really expect, and that's sympathy. Sorry, man, you want to be the top dog, you want to you be a shot caller, that comes with risk.
You have 1 minute remaining.
So I know you guys are going to do what you're going to do. You're going to spend your money. You're going to protect your own. You're going to secure your contracts for your own. You're going to, you know, the city, the people who control the taxpayers' money is going to use that taxpayers' money to shore up their influence and to protect themselves, to insulate themselves, so they can do what they want, vote what they want, go out the back door, make sure that, like, I mean, I guess, are you going to have police escorts? If someone looks at someone weird and the city employee goes in, they're going to have police escorts. Maybe you should have an armored, like hallway, like you have a bus, like an armored bus that comes up and you can transport like safely, like in bulletproof like casing, like all the workers into the buildings and stuff like that. Because life is valuable. There's no price tag on that, right? Let's just go in there. Life is valuable, and that's the answer to that. So, you know, insulation. You guys want to be insulated, but you're not going to be insulated voting day. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right?
My name is Kate Palmer and I live in Florence, and that's the first time that I come forward, so please be patient. About the security system, $59,000 something. That does not include the metal detectors, right? How many of them would be purchased and how much would that cost? Did anybody?
I'm sorry, Ms. Palmer, I was asking Ms. Simmons, we don't usually talk back
I know,
at this point.
but
So
I'm just
So, any
throwing
other
the
questions?
questions.
Okay, thank you.
No, I'm not asking, I'm just throwing the questions. Okay, so anyway, how many of them will you need to purchase and how much the total cost of that? Did anybody really discussed any other options, cheaper, simpler options? Like maybe a policeman at the front door with the metal detector? Wouldn't that be cheaper? And that would give somebody a job. Anyway, just that's all I have to say. Just please consider it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Come on, to my right.
Mike White, Florence, Alabama. Smirks. See a lot of smirks from this side of the room from city employees every time somebody from the public is speaking. Being called out from a council member. Mr. Hendricks happened to bring up Robert's Rules of Order. In the last meeting, I believe it was, in regard to my friends, or the meeting before that, in regard to my friend David Carson, mentioning his name from the podium. Being the Googler I am, I Googled up Robert Rules of Order and printed it out. It doesn't have anything in there pertaining to how the public deals with city officials, but it does have quite a bit of how city officials deal with the public and deal with each other. So if you want to read Robert's Rules of Order, I suggest Mr. Oliver read it through and through, because he is not supposed to call out people from the audience. But he's known for that, and that helps a lot in Chapel King's campaign. So go right ahead. As for the $59,000, I was just shocked. I mean, I didn't know anything about it. There's been nothing on social media about it. I didn't know anything about somebody stalking the City Hall building. Hadn't been in the paper. I hadn't seen an article from Bernie Dolinsky. Haven't seen it on WHNT or any of the news stations. So it was just kind of, when it came up, and it's not the $59,000, that's chicken feed compared to the $13 million for a parking deck and $10 million for a pickleball park and all the other things this council has voted for in the last 5 years. No, $59,000 is not all that much. And I agree, it's not a lot for the cost of a human life. But metal detectors, this is a public building. The public has a right to come in here. The public paid for this building with their tax money and still does. The public pays for the city employees' salaries with their tax money. So smirk all you want. But and a city employee shouldn't feel unsafe, but neither should anyone else. We live in very unsafe times. There's mass shootings all over the place. I can see metal detectors, and from what I understand, this doesn't even include the metal detectors. You don't know how much that's going to cost. That's just hearsay too, because I don't know anything about this. I didn't find out about it till I walked in, and my good friend Leo there gave me this and said they're adding on something about card readers. I said, card readers? And she showed it to me, and it was like a map with 10 little card readers on it. And I said, well, $59,000 seems like a lot of money for 10 card readers. And once again, was it bidded out? No. I don't know who got the contract, but it's kind of odd that they did without a bid. They had a meeting, and here you go. There's been too much of that go on in the city of Florence, not just with this council, with council after council after council after council, going back decades. Before I run out of time, I want to congratulate the candidate for District 2 City Council, Gunnar Ford, and his wife Brianna. They had a baby girl today. She weighed 8 pounds. And I think they're going to make a wonderful first family for District 2. To have a nice young family with 3 small children will be such a change. So I'm looking forward to that quite a bit for District 2. Congratulations, Mr. and Ms. Ford. That's about all I've got to say. You're going to do what you're going to do anyway. You always have, so go for it. The employees, as far as feeling unsafe, like David said, they're going to tear down this building and build you a Taj Mahal City Hall anyway. So I'm sure they'll put a security system in it, and maybe the public won't even get to come in here anymore. It'll just be for employees and city council people only. Have a good one.
Thank you. Anyone else to the right?
My name is Parker Lackwitz, and as of 4 days ago, I am a citizen of Florence, Alabama. I attend the University of North Alabama. And just to kind of bounce off a few points that I heard earlier, I'd like y'all especially to maintain a certain sense of decorum during debate. Robert's rules is in effect here, so let's not call out citizens during debate. With that, I think the $59,000 for 10 card readers is absolutely insane. Y'all have the authority vested in you to spend the $59,000. The citizens of Florence voted y'all in, but I just think it's insane. I don't even think there was a reported lethal weapon carrying or anything, so I don't think that that man caused any lethal threat, but of course he may have caused some harm emotionally to the people there. And then my last point, with the $10 million pickleball courts, I love pickleball, so I'd like y'all to keep doing that, all right? Anyway, that's my time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right? Now, we will have council member reports, starting with Mr. Hendricks.
Thank you, Ms. President. I'd like to start by commending and expressing my gratitude to the Public Safety Committee for quickly getting together today at noon so that we could get this on the agenda tonight. I think it's long overdue. I think we can all agree on this. I watched the video. There was a tremendous amount of employee anxiety that day that was totally unnecessary. If you haven't watched the video, I'm not certain how to find it, but you need to watch it. What hasn't been said is a follow-up video to that was this person either cleaning or showing how to disassemble and reassemble an AK-47. Okay, so this is the type of person we're dealing with that walked through the halls of our city hall with a mask on. And so many times when we've seen tragic events on the news and then we see the story working backwards, there were all these signs that were ignored. And as a city, we just can't do that. Unfortunately, it's the world that we live in today. A supervisor's highest priority is their employee safety, and that starts with the mayor. And that's where this started. And that's not negotiable. Safety is not negotiable. It's any government's highest job is safety in one way or another, but at a local level, it's with our employees. And I just want to say that. So thank y'all again for what you did today. I want to end reminding everyone that next Tuesday is the municipal election. Regardless of the district that you live in, if you've decided who you're going to vote for, either for mayor, city council, or school board, or if you're undecided, I encourage you to vote and exercise that vote as often as you're able to. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Hendricks. Councilman Griffin.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Monica, we've talked a lot about you researching things, and you've got a lot of knowledge from all your research. No, ma'am. And so just keep researching and bringing that knowledge to us. I heard the word cry wolf. That just scares me. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, we deal with a lot of unstable people. Some of them come here and express themselves. Some of them just walk up and down our streets and talk to themselves. They don't know we meet in here, so they don't know to come say things in here. But we as a city, not our council, not our mayor, and not just our employees, we're responsible for these unstable people. Because when they do unstable things, you point your finger at us. It was mentioned that the school board doesn't have the metal detectors. The school board is as akin to us as Sheffield is. The school board of Florence has nothing to do with this board sitting here. They have their own board, they have their own funding. I wish they would buy a few cameras to put on the buses for when people run the bus stops and get their tag numbers, put them in jail. But I don't have a dog in that race because I'm not a school board member. And if I'm not mistaken, several $1 million comes from our funding to the school system. And so they have the money, they just haven't used it that way yet. One more time, I'm not crying wolf. I really believe that we have to do what is right. And today I was a part of that. Right is not cheap. And every year, right is more expensive than it was last year. This is 2025, and this should have been done many, many years ago. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Griffin. Councilwoman Eubanks.
Thank you, Madam President. I do want to comment briefly on the public safety thing. Honestly, I'm surprised that this has generated such commentary because it seems like an unequivocal good, in my opinion. And I want to be very clear that it isn't just the city employees who use this building. It is used regularly as it should be by the residents, and they are the ones who equally deserve that safety. And the gentleman who came in that day and who did the filming that day, that is not the only time. That's not an isolated incident. It's happened before. And Mr. Hendricks, you said it very well. You always have that hindsight. You look back and you think, oh, there were all these opportunities, we could have done it. Well, this was not one of those times that we could let it go. And I appreciate the work that, again, Mr. Whitten did to make that available. And Ms. Palmer, I do want to say that there will be 2 metal detectors and they're portable, just like the system we're putting in here will be able to move to the new building. And those metal detectors are about $5,000 each, but we cannot afford as a city to have a sworn officer of the law. So we will look at upgrading our security there. So I did want to let you know that. I do also want to say congratulations to the members of the Pilot Club who are here. We are very grateful that you are here joining us today. Thank you for spending some of your Tuesday evening with us. I also wanted to say, since you are here too, Parker, welcome back to the UNA students. You've probably noticed a lot more traffic out there. So in addition to the Florence City School students, now we have the UNA students who've moved in. And so 7 Points is just going to be a bustle of fun. So thank you for being here and enjoy your semester. I hope it's a good one. And then I also wanted to make sure and remind everybody of the community meeting. That will be Thursday evening from 5:30 to 7 at UNA's East Campus. I've invited department heads to be there to address your questions and concerns, anything that you have that you'd like to bring there, speed bumps, AMI, parking meters, anything at all. We will have everybody there to discuss those things, so you're all invited to participate. And then finally, please remember to do your homework and vote on Tuesday, August the 26th. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. If you live in District 4, you will vote at Woodmont or Highland Baptist. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Eubanks. Councilman Edwards.
Not a whole lot more to say. You're at the end of the line for next year. But I do want to congratulate the Pilot Club. I know the Pilot Club's been around for a long time. I remember when I was a kid and the fairgrounds was down where on Cox Creek and Chisholm, Fairground Road. The Pilot Club had a booth. They were selling flour. I don't know why I remember that, but I remember y'all, well, it wasn't y'all, but the Pilot Club had a booth and they were selling things. I always thought it was kind of neat to be a member of the Pilot Club. I didn't know what it was. Congratulations to y'all for what on to. The other is, of course, election has been mentioned is next Tuesday, week from today, so please exercise your right to vote. And as far as the security system is concerned, to me, that's just a no-brainer. When you're trying to protect employees, that's our responsibility. And if we let something slip through the cracks and don't do what we need to do, then we're at fault. And that's our, and we don't want to see that happen. So thank y'all for bringing it to our attention. Thank the executive committee for researching and bringing it to the council tonight. Whether you agree or not agree, it's a very necessary thing to take care of our employees and to take care of our citizens. And this is one way we can do that within our city hall. So thank you very much. God be.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Councilman Oliver.
Ladies, thank you for being here tonight, and congratulations, and keep doing the great work you do. I'm sorry you had to see all the ugly that goes along with this tonight. It usually is not like that. I'm just shocked that we're having such a spirited conversation about protection and trying to save people's lives, not just as Michelle said, not just employees, but folks here that come in daily and use this facility. And it's been noted, I violated Robert's Rules of Order tonight, and this gentleman has been coming here for 5 years now since I've been on this, so he's kind of like part of us, and I've used his name. Find me, I don't know, send me the bill, whatever the punishment is, and I'll pay the fine. But it's just shocking that we're having to justify trying to save people's lives. Don't act like it's not happening every day all over the country. It seems like every time we turn on the news, somebody's going in and shooting up something. So that was the whole, it was just, to me, common sense, just to try to take care of people that use the building, certainly the employees and the general public that comes in. So I'm saying all I want to say about that. And I will say this, I know Mr., I can't even say names anymore, this gentleman said, well, we're just going to throw away the equipment. No, we can reuse it. We can take it out and move it into the new building and hopefully enhance what we do over there. But, you know, we're not the only place in the country doing this. You can't walk into many federal or municipal buildings anywhere just freely and move around like you can here. And if any fault in this, it should have been done a long time ago, in my opinion. We let it go way too long. So moving on from that, as it's been noted, Election Day is a week from today, and certainly to echo what others have said, get out and vote. It's very important that you go vote. Vote for whoever you feel like needs to be sitting in these chairs or sitting in the mayor's office. We just need people to go to the polls. I hate it when people complain, but they don't take time to go vote. So do your duty, and you're free to go vote, so do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oliver. I want to say thank you to everyone for attending tonight. Thank you for expressing your concerns, your heart, your thoughts. As far as the Handy Recreation Center, there is a shower outside on the wall. Mr. Williams said that, and then so as far as the clothing, when the people get in the pool and take their clothes off, Mr. Graham is also working on a shed or a building or something, not a building, but he's working on something to be able to, for the kids, or whomever, kids or adults, to be able to house their belongings. Because I have talked to him in regards to that. So again, election is next Tuesday. Go vote, vote your hope, do your homework, vote your heart. And that's all I have. Mayor Betterton, do you have anything to close out? Okay. Pilot Club, once again, congratulations and thank you all for being here. Thank everybody for being here. Just appreciate it. I pray one day that we will become a unified city. With all of that being said, Mr. Griffin, will you close us out in prayer, please?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your presence. Lord, we thank you for your love. Lord, I pray that you'll insulate our hearts. That when evil comes, it will not be able to overtake us. Insulate our minds. Help us to keep our minds steadfast on you. Help us to dedicate our lives to you. And for those who have not made that decision, keep knocking at their heart's door. The same as we pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.